na wageni watatu Mheshimiwa Sebastian Kapufi mbunge, ambao ni wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani. Wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani, karibuni sana.
Container packed with supplies that need to make their way to families in Africa, like yesterday. You said this is a 53-foot trailer? This trailer is packed with medical supplies destined to the motherland. We need to help get these out of here. What were you taught about marriage? Did it have you properly prepared for the journey or desperately frustrated looking for the nearest escape? I'm Shar, founder of Law for Love, the most special place in the legal system in Atlanta. And after navigating families through the court system for more than 13 years, we are now taking those lessons learned to serve and support families to build healthier, happier, more purposeful marriages. Join us live on YouTube at Law for Love ATL Monday nights for our family meetings. Yes, grown folk discussions.
Shalom. There we go. Shalom. Shalom. There we go. Shalom. Salama. Siyemi. Shalom. Greetings to all of my brothers and sisters, Israelite brothers and sisters from around the world. Whether you're the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the house of Israel, or you're a Gentile grafted into the house under the blood of Yahusha HaMashiach, welcome you this morning to Dun 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 Quest to Unite Africa Discussions Live, or Q2UA Live. Well, family, this morning it looks like it's just me on the Q2A Discussions Live. So, with that being the case, I'm only going to be on here um, for a few minutes because things are already kind of going on from there. Um, I want to come on in here. The very first thing I want to say is, and I need for our people to really understand this because we have said this from the onset. Quest Unite Africa does not engage in any type of real estate transactions of any form or manner. We do not engage in any leasing or any other condominium association of land practices. We do not engage in anything that's the evaluation of a title deed, a warranty deed, or any search of property titles of things of that nature in any African country. But what Quest Unite Africa does do is that we try to help incubate businesses and provide business opportunities, not just here in the United States, but also in the diaspora and on the continent. It does take some money to get on out there. It really does. And a lot of the people that we engage with, our brothers and sisters we engage with, they want to know how to have a successful plan. What does that plan of success mean? And honestly, we don't know until we know their situation. So then we can begin to advise and once we're able to do that, then we can help people to understand the process that it takes to go through a business incubation. Because let me tell you, it is difficult. Nobody has tens of thousands of dollars. And I'm going to say nobody, but I'm going to say this: tens of thousands of dollars, especially in today's economy. If people didn't know, well, am I low, family? Am I low? Hello? People are going through their life savings now just to stay afloat with bills. We come on in here every Friday to ask for your support with Quest to Unite Africa. We engage with our brothers and sisters on the country or the continent. And let me tell you this. I'm going to tell you how the enemy hates what we're doing with a passion. That in every single involvement that we do, here's the formula for success. And people don't like this formula, but it is. The enemy will literally go after your health. The enemy will attack either your health or the health of your loved ones. Then, once you go through that episode for about a month or two, then you'll see the Most High moving on your behalf. That's literally the struggle. That's literally the trial. That was literally the attack that every single one of not just our board members, not just our directors, but also all of our volunteers. Because now you're really engaged in the fight of your life. It's easy just to sit in the background, listen in, doing your work, doing your normal day. I get it. It's comfortable. But when you're actively engaged in a fight, and this fight is not flesh and blood, this fight is not with any type of carnal tools. When I tell you that this is a fight that the enemy does not want you to participate in, because this is a fight that the enemy sorely wants everybody not to just lose, but to be disheartened, disengaged, disenchanted. To be able to question, do I have what it takes? Now you know, here's the real battle of this era. The battle of this era is now a totally spiritual battle. And it has real repercussions on people's health. Now, the enemy will act like he's going to try to take you out. But let me tell you, once the Most High he allows the enemy to attack you. It's a refining process. That's first step in a refining process. You got to go through the first trial, and the Most High allows you to go through the first trial. This is why when we say, if you want to volunteer for Quest 2 Night Africa, it is not for the faint of heart. It's not. But let me tell you, when we get through that first purging, the Most High provides a victory, and then a victory, and then another victory. It's a process to this thing. If you would have told me last year that we'd be around here this year, I would have said I don't see ourselves lasting that long. Truthfully speaking, because we were all getting tried through some major fire. We were all getting tried through some major battles, major obstacles. And let me tell you, at each and every trial, honestly, I didn't think I was going to be around. Brother Mike can tell you, I didn't think I was going to be around. Because honestly, this was, and it still is, one of the hardest jobs that I've ever had. When I was in the military, requesting money was literally just a route sheet that would go up through my chain of command. And then the funds would be available for whatever requirements were needed for the office. I didn't have to go on out. I didn't have to lobby Congress. I didn't have to eat dinner with any potential donors. I didn't have to go here and go there. I just needed to sit down for about 10 minutes, think out my request, make sure that it was said it was part of the mission, which it always was. And then I'd get it routed through the routing mechanisms. And then I'd have to wait about a month or so for the approval. It was for the mission. Hey, why not? It was going to be approved. Okay. And then we plan for when it gets approved. I talk to the office. Hey, yeah, we're going to need to get this here. We're going to need to get that there. I need to make sure that I get this approval filed away. I make sure that everything's documented for our program of record. So the next person that comes in knows what's happening, so they know what's going on, and there's some historical data. That was easy. That was an easy button. To me, this time is harder. You know, we're always thinking about ways of being able to engage. I don't enjoy coming on Fridays, but I do. It's part of my job. It's part of my task. Because if I'm not here requesting the resources, then it's not going to be brought in. If I'm not out here requesting the funds, then it's not going to come in. That's what the Most High has me on out here for. To be a rallying cry, to be a clarion call, to sound the horn, to sound the alarm that we need to be able to support each other right now in this time more than ever, the right way. What's my benefit? You may not have a benefit right now, but it may be a benefit in the future in the long run. It's hard because we live in a society where everything we do is just transactional. Hey, I'm giving you money, so you give me this. No, no, no. Wait a second. Just because I give you this and just because you have it doesn't mean I want to do business with you. We have that going on right now at our this very moment because we're engaging with our brothers and sisters on the continent. You may be Yahudin, you may be Israelites, you may be Yasharel, you may want to call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. But you want to know what the majority of them see you as? A majority of them see you as a black person that is programmed by a white person. You are a black robot with white programming. You are. We are. I am. That's a harsh reality because we don't see ourselves as that. No, this is one of the most extreme cases. I'm listening in to Covenant Awakenings, and then I listen in to Quest Unite Africa. I don't see myself as that. Well, the reality is they do. You can say whatever you want to say because why? Because at the end of the day, they recognize that we have Stockholm syndrome. We may not portray it, we may not really display it, but guess what? When worse comes to worse, they'll be like, there it is. Ah, there it is. I knew you couldn't handle. I knew you couldn't hang. Let it out. You want clean water? Oh, you ain't got no clean water. Oh, you gonna get sick? Oh, too bad. You got some parasites in you? Oh, so sad. You got this? Oh man. Welcome to the day in the life. And they're waiting on that one complaint. So you couldn't handle. So you couldn't hang. And we say, we're sorry, we're not used to this. That may be good enough for here, but here's the thing. How many of our people don't grant that grace for excuses? You should have known better, so I cut you off. You should have done better, so I cut you off. You should have known it all, so I cut you off. We use that same excuse. No one is immune from that, especially with us. We're hypercritical with good reason. I had this conversation with Mike earlier today. And I said something to the effect that said, listen, you know, I don't think the people that we're working with truly understand that when we do interactions with them, we try to be informed in less than a week. And honestly, that's good business practice. 2 to 3 what? Working days. 2 to 3 working days. Because why? Because we've gotten so used to automation, just being there that you can do a little document assistant or something else, and then guess what? It's right there. We're used to, we want an update, we want an update now. Well, I need to give them an update because why? Because you know what? These folks have donated. Why? These folks have done this. Why? These folks have done that. And I got to translate to them how business is done on the continent. Well, you didn't know. Nobody told me. The person we're dealing with right now, he is literally in the hospital again for the second time. And he's the main one champion this effort that we're dealing with. And he's in the hospital again. These principalities are real, family. And it hurts. when you're trying to get things done, when you're trying to get things accomplished, because the only thing that we can do is just show forth the products of what we've engaged in. That's it. The Most High knew his people. We have to see things to believe. The Most High knew us. Nah, if I don't have it my way, if I don't have it like this, if I don't have it like that, if I don't have it on a silver platter, if I don't have it to where that has to be restored. That has to be restored. That has to be given back. I was thinking about all the things the Most High had blessed me with this week. And I said, thank you, Father. I said, but I still want this prayer to be answered. I still want that prayer to be answered. I still want this relationship to be renewed. I still want these relationships to be healed and mended. That's it. So I'm not just going on out here and I'm not attacking our community. No. But I'm just coming on out here because I know how our community is. And then when the bad stuff happens, because it's going to start happening, then everybody's going to flood in and they're going to call Quest Unite Africa. Please help. Quest Unite Africa. Please help. Please help. You want to know why? Because we see it also. And we're trying to come up with a plan and strategy so you're not overloading our volunteers. Because it's going to happen. Thanks, family. We're going to try to get to you when we can get to you. It's not a prepaid service. It's not a lifeboat service. It's a charity. We know what's happening. We know what's going on. I'm bringing it to you every day. The community is sharing these stories every day. But we know, and we're planning for, because we know our people, that when our people see the smoke and realize that the flame is about to barbecue their behinds, everybody's going to start running for help. Well, the Most High's got us covered. The Most High's got us covered. I want to really give people this thought exercise. What if the Most High already has the tools there, but nobody's utilizing it? When I read scriptures and I see that, the sons and daughters of Zion are going to do what? Sons of Zion are going to do what? Rebuild the tabernacles of David. I fail to see where it says the Most High is going to rebuild the tabernacles. He'll give us the tools to do it. But just like our ancestors, man, we scoff at the tools. I'm not picking that up. I'm not picking that shovel up. I'm not picking that rake up. You really want me to cut this grass? That's what we do as a people. And we do that as a people because we learned that from our oppressors. Envy not the oppressor, nor learn any of his ways. The problem is we've envied and we've learned, and this is the state that we're in. So when these folks are literally saying civil war, civil war, civil war, and trying to provoke into a civil war, civil war, civil war, even this week, and let's just say if they get things started, that's what we talk about in the background. If something were to happen, what is our emergency action plan? Because you want to know why? Everybody's going to be calling in. Please hold. Lines are being busy. Please hold. How come they don't have more people? Our goal is 20,000 a month, and we woefully miss those numbers. Just saying. And now I want this to really be a gut check to our people on out there, because I know on these discussions on these lives, nobody wants to listen. These are when the numbers are 400 or 500, they get cut down. Because I know our people, man, this thing is getting close, and as this is getting close, people are just turning it off. Let me turn it off. I don't want to. I was here for entertainment. I was here for gossip, and now it's too close. Man, now my job got affected last Friday. And now I got affected last weekend. You got to put this into not just the perspective, the real perspective. Because these are real situations that we're about to deal with in the very near real future. Because this whole Kamala thing, this whole Trump thing, all this stuff is literally smoke and mirrors and a distraction effort. And we usually, when you have such a grandiose distraction effort, something big is going to happen, which means that it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. I don't get caught up in the emotional, because why? Because that's what they love to do. Let's emotionalize you. Let's get you thinking on here. Because why? Because we're not going to show you the trick bag over here. Nothing's new under the sun. How many times have they done this over and over and over again? And the more they do it, the more they have to do it bigger and bigger and bigger to do what? To continue to re engage us. Because we're no longer in that arena. Most of us can see something that's a little bit more nefarious with this one. What are they really trying to do? That's what's happened to a lot of our people. We're not really biting off the narrative that we once had chewed up, swallowed up whole, and kept it moving. Like I had said earlier, we're in a very, very dangerous time. Everybody that had been against Burkina Faso has literally flipped the script. Oh no, now you have the West. Oh, I love what they're doing in the Sahel. I love this. Their own folks are now turning against them. Own folks. I'm supporting Africa now. And they support with real large amounts of donations. They do. But they get told who to support, you know. Support here so then we can continue to recolonize them. Just gonna recolonize them with love, love, love. Because they love to recolonize people. Oh, I'm sending my money and support to this organization that's going to do some sort of a nefarious activity, or they are controlled by a nefarious shadow organization. That's what happens. That's what I tell you here. If you want to support Question Night Africa, pray about it. But I hear the stories that when people pray, they don't even do. So what can I say? Hey, that's up to you. Whatever. Most High's gonna make a way, even if it's on less than 50% of our goal. Most High's gonna make a way. He didn't need all of Gideon's men to win the battle. Just saying. But when the battle's won, guess what? Everybody wants to partake in the celebration. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Who are you? I was praying for you. Yeah. That was me praying for you in the back. Yeah. But I'd rather have that than people try to jump in and they're fearful. Then they're so fearful that they can't even hold the sword. I used to see people so fearful that they couldn't even hold their weapon. The fear. The fear of their lives ending. The fear of when they see something impacting over them. Boom, boom, boom. These folks, they're done. That's all they have stuck in their mind, stuck in the loop. I said they're in the loop. They're stuck in that matrix. Boom, 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 boom. They're stuck in their fears. I see it all the time when I go to the VA. And I know you make a loud noise around them, they'll be all jumpy. And they know when they're jumpy, and I've seen it. Oh, yeah, man, I just get jumpy. Sorry. They get stuck in their fear matrix, their fear loop. And that's a real thing. That's why the word says to fear not. Why? Because if you keep your confidence and your hopes on the Most High, it's a faith action. Everything we do is by faith. Everything. We have to walk this thing out with faith. This is not a quick get rich scheme. This is not a quick, buy some land on the continent scheme. This is to be able to empower you so you have knowledge and understanding so you're not destroyed by having a lack of knowledge. And I pray that you receive this knowledge and not reject it. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. Brother Garth, you have anything?
Shalom everyone. No, I'm just letting you cook. I agree. Um, like even myself, I'm just focusing on the Most High in this mission, and you know that's what's keeping me going. That's all I have to say at this moment.
Okay, thank you. Brother Garth will be on Exploring the Motherland. That's going to be at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Um, that's going to be in less than 2 hours. Not 10 p.m., but 10 a.m. Less than 2 hours.
Yep. Tune in everyone. It should be good. No, not should. It will be good, and it will just I'm covering a lot of things that are going on the continent and opportunities and basically things that we could do and things that we do here at Q2UA Africa to help form a relationship and to thrive with one another.
All right. Thank you, Brother Garth. And then we have the Africa Logistical Agency with Brother Mike. That's at noon Eastern, Monday through Friday. Go ahead, Brother Mike.
Hey, how y'all doing? You hear
Mike
me?
is in the Mike, you're gonna have to get out of the tunnel there in that African,
Okay.
that Tanzanian mountain. Get out that tunnel. Mike's been mining. That Mike's been,
Is that what you're doing, Uncle Mike?
turn,
I didn't know.
turn off the light in the hard hat. Climb to the surface. Get a better signal.
What about now?
Oh no, you still are really really you have a lot of muffle
What about
echoing.
now?
Now you're better. Now you're better.
All right. I heard you speaking about it earlier. Oh, but before I say that, Brother Brian, if you call me on WhatsApp because that's the only that number is still programmed to my number here in Africa. You can't reach me with that number in the U.S. So call me on WhatsApp, and yeah, you should be able to get through. And I'm gonna try to move your number over to WhatsApp also. But what you were speaking about earlier, Caris, we're going to experience some frustration off the top. We're going to, because now the world has completely changed, and it's for the worse for those that want that old system of things.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but when you come into a new system of things, everybody in their mama, I mean, everybody knows that people do not like change, especially if you've been on top for so many hundreds of thousands of years. Don't nobody want to see the bottom. If they want to see the bottom, what do? They look at black people.
Mm-hmm.
And when they see us and they start to use their imagination, fear is the only thing they will have to comfort them. That's the only thing they will have is fear. And they're going to entertain that fear because they seen what we went through. And a lot of them, they cause that uncomfortable position of us. But it's I don't know. It's just it's affecting us because it's messing with we are messing with our own patients, truthfully. That's what it sounds like. And I know that we are, we can be impatient at times. We can. I mean, we just think about Abraham and Sarah. I will never forget that, man. Kara was talking about that. Kara said, "Now the Most High allowed that, but He told them that they was going to have a child, a son." But pushing ahead, and that's what they did. They pushed ahead. They had Ishmael, and Ishmael came. Right now, according to scriptures, he's one of those ones that's pushing against Israel. That's according to Psalms 83. Pushing ahead. But being patient, it has its rewards. But I ain't gonna say the but if. And at that same time, being on the bottom, it can be frustrating. And coming up from the bottom, it's a struggle. It is absolutely a struggle coming up. And then you have hatred on top of that that's coming from the world. Man, please. But this is what we got to go through, right? Am I wrong? This is what we got to go through. And so, I understand brothers and sisters' concerns, but this mission, as long as we continue to do it, it will always call for funds or donations to come and play its part.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to do that off the top. And I know you spoke earlier about this, Garris.
Yes, we did.
And then also, your reward, I'm gonna go back. We had to be put in an uncomfortable position. And we all are in that position right as we speak. And when did we start to get in that position? And truth be told, when the brothers in Africa, those leaders, start taking matters into their own hands and start controlling their own minerals and resources, it affected France and the United States. Which in turn,
say that again, Mike. Say that again, so our people
when the brothers
really understand this correlation. Say it again, Mike. Thank you.
When the brothers in Africa started to take control of their resources of their own country, France and the United States started to suffer because now it's interfering with their livelihood, their money.
Come on.
And now, who else? And hey, Karras and Red, they was talking about this yesterday. They said they was talking about being guilty of association. Are we not guilty by association? Because truth be told, if those brothers did not stand up and start taking matters into their own hand in Africa, we will be still living a life. We'll be living a pretty nice life, although we still experience some of the things we're experiencing right down to this day. But we have to be put in that uncomfortable position by means of those brothers and sisters waking up and taking control of their resources. And their resources now are no longer accessible to the West.
What is that? What is that, Mike? What are they doing? What are they look? Folks don't even understand. They're retaliating against Africa by retaliating against us.
Exactly.
You don't even realize that you're being retaliated against because they're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you, oh yeah, there's a conspiracy to mess you all up because why? Because we're losing our minerals. We're losing our resources. So because we're losing stuff, y'all gonna lose your jobs. Because we're losing stuff, y'all are gonna be thrown on the back burner with everything. Because why? You know that this economy is not doing well. It is not. So in order for their economy to basically float and not sink, who are they coming after first? Us. To me, I think they have about 6 to 12 more months of this. And then it's really going to start to go downhill. That's the game that's being played. It affected us because why? Oh, well, it was the algorithm. No, it's not. They know how to ensure that you're blacklisted or you're this and that. Why do you think they took away the affirmative action laws? And now they're going after DEI so hard. Because why? They are trying to take the jobs away. Because their minerals and their resources are being taken away from them.
At least was.
Now it still is. It still is. Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso is making every other nation on the continent rethink their position with dealing with them. The West is in trouble. They're not going to tell you that. They're in trouble. That's why they're trying to go after organizations like this so hard. They're trying to go after organizations like this so hard because of the fact that we are not beholden to them in some sort of a system that they can control.
Exactly.
Understand why we're always on some sort of a restricted business list. I have to do that every 6 months. Oh, you're on a restricted business list. Why? Oh, you have to go through some sort of fintech. Why? Well, simply because you're operating outside of the antebellum, the Jim Crow, the digital Jim Crow, matter of fact. They don't want to tell you that. They just want to tell you, well, we got to make sure that wink, wink, quote unquote, we got to scrutinize all business, wink, wink, quote unquote, all charities, wink, wink, quote unquote, that's doing business on the continent. Because why? Because we're not trying to have terrorism, right? There it is. Black people doing things together is what? Economic terrorism. That's
Man,
that's
they
it.
call it racist.
Yep, racist, all that other stuff. Because why? Because they don't want to see this thing succeed. They don't. Mike is still in the tunnel.
And I tell you, I went trying to work on this phone, man. I'm just trying to think what's going on with this thing, man. I turned everything all the way down. Yeah.
Now you probably have to come. You probably have to get out, reconnect, and come back in.
Let me try to do that.
Mm-hmm. All right, appreciate it. Oh yeah, absolutely. They want to have a black face, institute the same policies. Because why? Because here's my thing. This is a level of desperation. It's their level of desperation here in this country. And if you don't know that now is the time to get your relationships right with the country, or excuse me, with the continent, now's the time to do it in the right way, in a right manner, in a righteous way, in a righteous manner. We're not saying all this to, well, it's not happening. It's happening. You all see it. Everybody sees it. Everybody knows it. Will they install Kamala? To me, I think they'll install her. But will the country vote for her? That's a different matter. You already know where this is going. That's why we're like, man, we got a plan for this stuff. We're not sitting here just saying, oh, we got a good website. We're doing this. No, we are actively engaging and actively talking. I'm here literally sitting in 3 different conversations all at once. Because I'm in 3 different conversations about stuff on the continent all at once. For some odd reason, black folks just like to work on Friday. Friday morning. Haven't heard nothing from y'all all week, but Friday morning y'all want to say something. Boy, I tell you. And that's what happens. So now I'm sitting here thinking about how I do the next course of action, getting involved with the board and doing these responses. It's got to handle business before the Shabbat. It really is. It really is. Yeah, Sister Nicole. I'm telling you, you know who I'm talking about too. We'll just leave it from there. You and I know exactly who we're talking about. We're gonna leave it from there. That's why I had to laugh. That's why I had to laugh. You're in that WhatsApp group. You in that WhatsApp group too. You know. Man. So now I have to go through and have to. Oh man, get the echo mic. There you go. Are you on your Bluetooth? Yeah. What are you trying to do, Mike?
Man, I'm trying to straighten out my microphone, and every time I talk to it, it's so loud. I'm trying to turn this thing down.
We got it. We got. So we're trying to get Mike. Man, Mike, I don't know what's going on with your StreamYard. The enemy's attacking. You've been laying out too much truth this week on Quest Unite Africa. Y'all need to check Mike on out. Mike tells you, look, this is what's happening. So many textile companies, ventures, manufacturing. We were talking about how we needed to engage some officials with other things, other opportunities that we're working on. Oh yeah. This is a big deal. We're in a big time. It's a big deal. So yeah, there's some things I got to do. I'm trying to recalibrate to this conversation. I'm telling you.
Okay, so you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. That's a little bit better.
Okay.
Yeah, your mic is real sensitive, man. Your mic is real sensitive because now you're real low on your mic.
Technology, man, please.
All right. Don't worry about it, brother Mike. We'll hear from you again this afternoon on Quest to Unite Africa at the Africa Logistical Agency. Tune in, family, because here's the thing: once you know the opportunities that are there, it's easy to then create these ventures because we already have people there in Tanzania that want to partner up, that want to have folks look into their business for any type of investment opportunities. But what we try to do is we want to pair you. Yeah, Mike, I'm gonna have to have you drop. I'm sorry. We'll see you today at noon Eastern Standard Time. Noon Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, sorry about that, cause technical issues. That's just what happens. Hallelujah, brother Garth. Any
Uh,
final words? Cause I gotta start getting some work done.
uh, no, everyone, tune into Exploring the Motherland at 10 a.m. this morning and shortly after Africa Logistical Agency, and we'll be able to expound more on what we do at Quest Unite Africa and the opportunities and the opportunity to build together and thrive and heal. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
All right, thank you, brother Garth. Shalom. Yeah, that's also something we're working on. There is like you have to go through a checklist before you go. There's a technologies checklist that you have to have, and um, I learned this when just in my military travels. You know, you always have to have the VPN. You have to. If not, you're not going to have access to some things. So there were some things that I needed to, put on paper for Mike before he had left, and it has caused some issues on out there. So please be patient as we're working to remedy that with him. Mike is there. He offers an opportunity for consultation. And then, depending on where you're at and the need for help, then we are able to advise and offer additional services. Because really, what you need to have is a good business plan, but that business plan needs to have the critical understanding of how to do business on the continent. Because doing business remote, that ain't the way to go. It's not. So, again, family, I have to say this and I have to stress this because there has been, rumblings within our groups. We don't advocate, nor have we advocated for buying land in Tanzania or other areas on the continent. And I had said that in the past, and I still say it again. Number one, I don't know too much about it because I haven't been on out there to really investigate it. And number two, even with the Invest in Africa seminar, one of the Tanzanian lawyers had stated that there is no legal mechanism to outright buy land. So, and by definition of what we know as that type of conveyance here in the United States, at least, is that that's either a lease or some sort of a condominium agreement, and that's by U.S. and applicable state laws. So just to give you that information, especially here. Again, anything that you do, you pray about it. But I'm telling you, we all have to build together. If you don't have the funds to help build, then guess what? We need your support. You can volunteer at Quest2 Night Africa. We are a resource. And really, we're the most critical resource. Because the Most High be giving us plans day in and day out how to get things done. We don't sit here with roadblocks. We sit here developing literally plans, operational plans, condition planning, strategic plans. We come with plans for days. Mike and I were getting ready to develop a plan, and then someone had just finally re-engaged in this particular group that I'm in. But we have to be smart about it because this isn't just my plans or Quest Night Africa plans. These are our plans. I am because we are. These are our plans. And we need our plans to be dealt with and managed correctly. So if we have to have things stymied for a week or so because we have to provide an NDA, a non disclosure agreement, or a non compete agreement, then we do that because that's really you all's property, not just Quest Night Africa's. Does it slow the process down? Yeah, it does. Unfortunately, because people see that and they said, hey, why can't you just present this? No, no. We can't present this because this is for everyone, not just a select group of people. Because why? Because the concept and the framework and the construct is for all of our people to be involved in this activity, not just for certain groups. And yes, I deal with that. And yes, people get really, really mad and really, really offended by Quest Night Africa. Because why? Because we ensure that our intellectual, not just capacity, but our intellectual property is safeguarded. We come up with plans and plans for days. I can't wait to finally show this group of the Portfolio Management Office and how this thing works and how everybody is able to utilize resources and get the job done. Because at the end of the day, it's getting the job done. But it's hard when we have to just Fight amongst ourselves. That's horrible. Man, just respect. It's like this. Just respect what somebody's doing. Just respect the work that somebody's doing. You know how many times we sign non-competes, NDAs, in their business world, in their society, and we can't do the same thing here? That should be very disheartening. Work with that person on their vision because you don't know what it may do to enable and empower all of us. If the Most High gave you the forethought, then you would have had the forethought and you would have ran. But he didn't. And that's what we've had as a people. That's one of our curses. That we can't even respect each other and respect what they're bringing to the table. I want to be chief. I want to be chief. I don't care. Just know where you got that idea from. Because here's the problem. If you don't know how to then drill down on that idea, you just have the idea and you can't do anything about it. Because intellectual property also comes with intellectual capacity. So you can bite off of people. And if you don't know how to actually use those tools and use that framework, then you're stuck. Because you want to know why? Because that's the same thing that happens in white cultures and white societies. And that's why their businesses, they fail when they get rid of black people that came up with that framework. Show of hands, who's ever seen that before? They see in the executives or the C-suite level. They get rid of the black person, and then in less than a year, that company folds. Give me one in the chat if you've seen it happen. Give me two in the chat if you've never seen it happen. Especially for folks that have worked on that mid-level, mid-management. Because I'm telling you, this is the truth. We all see it. Oh, that's how they got ahead. No, it was my idea. And I'm going to take control and take charge of the company. Right? They always give that superficial strategy announcement. Oh, we got to make sure because we're going this way. And then in less than a year, the company folds. And people start to jump ship because people knew in the background who was actually running the show, how things were actually being done. Exactly, timing. The company usually starts a downward trend. Absolutely. And my rant isn't directed to Question Night Africa, but by the way, and it's not directed to the listeners here, but it is just to highlight the frustrations that we go through. It is to highlight that look, there's a level of respect that we all ask for. Nobody wants to see their idea being ran off with. Nah, especially when that idea is to promote Quest Unite Africa and its enterprises. Because to be honest, I'm telling you, that's how the Europeans think. I'm just saying. If you didn't think it's true, then why did the then why did the European museums have all of the black African architect or excuse me artifacts all up in the museums? And then when you try to see what Europe has for its artifacts, hmm, not much there. I'm just being real with y'all. All we can do is tell the truth and shame the devil, right? I'm just saying. So yes, I got to get up on out of here. I got to do some planning with the board because you know our workload does actually depend on things that do happen, and this is something we were waiting on. So family, thank you again for your support. Um, yeah, we are gonna have our monthly Quest 2 Night Africa, um, I would say town hall meeting, and that will be uh, that's going to be Sunday, August 4th. Sunday, August 4th. For my Covenant Awakenings, I'm going to have a community post. For my webinar, which is going to discuss the highlights of my book. So this week, family, I had penned a book. It's going through editing. And then from there, I'm actually working on um, the publication side of the house, so it can be available here mid-August. I'm looking for mid-August, but I want to host a webinar. It's going to be Sunday, August 11th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that will be able to kind of showcase what's in the book. Um, it'll probably be around $40-$50. I'm trying to figure that on out, how that will work. But again, I'm excited because once the Ruach Hakodesh just sat me down and had me going, I was looking. I'm glad that the board cut me off because they're like, Brother Karras, you realize at that you'd be like around almost 300 pages. I'm like, 300 pages? Nah, I don't want to. I don't want to do 300 pages. Like that's too. I said that's too much. I won't even read a book for that's 300 pages. But I believe it is a blessing. I believe it's encouraging, and I believe that it's absolutely um, practical for the understanding of how we look at this world and how we interpret what's happening so we can have the tools necessary to do business with our brothers and sisters on the continent. So, family, continue to keep us in your prayers. Again, continue to help us at Quest United Africa. It is a 501c3 nonprofit charity organization. Also, please go over to the Quest United Africa channel and please like, share, and subscribe on the YouTube page, not on the Covenant Awakenings page, on the YouTube page. Brother Garth and Brother Mike will be on um, the Quest United Africa YouTube page. We gotta get these numbers up. If you can't support financially, if you can't support volunteer, guess what you can do? You can support by subscribing on that YouTube page. That is free. And you can mention that to others in the chats, in the communities, on your Facebook. It's free. So, again, we thank you for the help building here at Quest United Africa. Because really, I'm telling you, I'm excited about what we're getting ready to do. We have everything geared up, we have everything revved up. And really now it's just going to be up to not just you, but up to the Most High to really, release that horse, get that horse out the gate. Because once that horse comes out that gate, oh, we are flying. Hallelujah. So with that said, family, I gotta talk to this board. There's actually a big day ahead. Yeah, let me get up on out of here. Thank you again, family, for your support. Let me go ahead and drop that link here in the chat. Sorry, family. Had some butterfingers. If you'd like to give, I encourage you to visit that link. And with that said, family, you all have a blessed Shabbat. And with all that said, shalom, salama, siemi, shalom, peace and blessings, Yasharel. Oh, and again, check out Nature's Legacy Garden. Also, Nature's Legacy Garden. I will play that as the outro here. Hallelujah. Shalom, family.